Hi guys, David here. I just want to go over what I consider like a well done exercise set. Some students do this automatically. They're good at documenting their work and their thoughts and creating documents that really speak for themselves, which is what you need to do. Other folks need a little help to know, A, what is good documentation, and B, kind of what I'm looking for. And you want to follow this process because later, when you go through your work to study for a test or to finish an assignment that you didn't get full credit for, all of the things that I'm going to show you to do will help you find what you need, know what you need to do, and most importantly, improve your understanding. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and share a doc with you. So hold on just a sec. Okay, so now what we're looking at is a hypothetical homework assignment, and I just want to call your attention to a bunch of stuff on the top before we actually start doing the math. Notice how I've got my name up here and the date. Okay, that's important. If it's in your workbook and it's a bound workbook, it's okay if you leave your name off because we know that it's your stuff. If you're doing it on loose leaf paper, which I really don't recommend, but if you do that, you've got to put your name on there just in case that sheet gets lost somewhere and it needs to get back to you. On the right side over here, notice I've got the class name. In this case, it's Math 2. I've got the lesson name, this is 3A, so that's Chapter 3, Lesson A, and I've got the page number, page 50. Next, I've listed the problems on the top. That's super important, so you don't have to keep flipping back to the planner to look at the next problem. Just put that right on the top of your page. And then before we get into the work, notice how I've got this score on top. So it's super important that you check your work, either while you're going or at the end of your session. In fact, I recommend that you check the first 2 or 3 problems just to make sure that you're doing it right. You don't want to do the whole set in the wrong way. And so at the end of my session, I wrote 9 out of 13. That means I attempted 13 problems and I got 9 right. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about that. The 9 right means 9 right at the end of my session. So I might have not understood several along the way, got some help after I got them wrong, fixed them. If I understand them now, then they count as correct. So this score, this 9 out of 13, indicates that there's 4 problems in this set that still are tough for me to understand, that I might need some help. So if I work through all 13, regardless of how well I did in the beginning, if by the end of my session, I know how to do all 13 of those, then I can write 13 out of 13. Okay, but now let's get to the work. Notice how I'm writing the problem number. In this case, it's 1H. I write the problem down. So this is the problem from the book, x squared times parentheses around x minus 3. You've got to do that. You got to show us your starting point. And then this is a one-step problem. This is distributive property, and I'm just multiplying my x squared times my x minus 3, and this is what I get. So this is a one-step problem. So all you need to do to document that is write the problem and then write the next step, which in this case is answer. You want to circle that answer so that it's clear that that's what you're putting forth as your best answer. Okay? So now check this out. Here's 1I. The next one in the set, and this is again is a one-stepper, another distributive property problem. I wrote the problem down, I write the answer, I circle. Next one, 1L, same thing. It's a one-step problem. Now, let's take a look at 2A. This one down here is not a one-step problem. I have distributive property on this term and on that term. So I write down the intermediate step here. That's the result of doing distributive property on this section and on this section. And then this step, I'm combining like terms to get my answer, which I then circle. Okay? Now, 2F is the same thing. Another more complicated problem like 2A, and it has an intermediate step. You want to show that. Now, let me harp on you about showing your work. And I know maybe you've heard this before, but it's super, super important. I am really generous with partial credit on a test or a quiz. If you leave out steps, then you don't give me what I need to give you partial credit, okay? If it's a 10-step problem and you write down an answer and it's wrong, you're probably not going to get any partial credit. If it's a 10-step problem and you show me all 10 steps and you made just a little teeny weeny mistake somewhere along the line, you might only lose 1/4 of a point, even though your answer is technically wrong. You showed me that you just made a little mistake. I could give you a lot of partial credit. Okay, so let's go through this summary. I just wrote this down here. Remaining problems are completed in a similar style. 80% of more or more of the assignments completed. That's a rough rule of thumb. If you're quick and good at math, you're going to get 100% done. If you're struggling a little bit, I'm still okay if you get like 60% or 70%. You do want to make a note of that, so future work, you can go back and complete the assignment. So there you have it. That's what I'm looking for. It's just super important so that your homework documents what you did. Here's what I really don't like, and I won't give you full credit for. If you show up with your exercises and it's just a list of answers, that's not showing me what I need. You need to write problems down, show your steps, circle your answers. This is super important. Maybe some of these right now are the beginning problems, are nice and quick, and you could just simply write the answer down. But believe me, you want to build good habits, because when math gets more complicated next year or the next year, and you haven't built those habits, you're going to struggle a little bit more than you'll need to. So thanks for watching.